We all need something to look forward to in life, don't we? And when we don't have something to look forward to, something meaningful to us, it can become demotivating. Life can become a wee bit flat, a wee bit grey, a wee bit mundane. And if you start to really think about the times in life when you have those kind of flatter moments, when you have those moments where things are just a bit of a grind, start to think about what you actually have coming up in the future that you are looking forward to. It gives you that opportunity to start to figure out the motivation to do what you're doing in and of the moment today, to give yourself that connection point to the motivational factor that's coming up in the future. It might not be connected at all. You might have something in the future, say for example, that's a concert that you have to go to, and in the day you have to cut the grass, you have to do the laundry, you have to go and get the groceries in, and then you're in a situation where you're like, well, this is nothing to do with the concert. Well, you know what? That concert is something that's really, really motivating for me. I want to make sure that I'm there, that I'm healthy, that I'm prepared, that I'm nourished, that I have what I need to be able to have a great experience at the concert. And you can then create that connection between the smaller tasks that maybe in the beginning don't have any correlating factors towards what it is you're looking for. And it's really that situation for me where when you look at the calendar between now and the end of the year, between now and the end of next year, and you start to figure out the things that you're actually working towards, you start to see a pattern. You start to see, well, there's actually not a lot. There's not a hell of a lot coming up. Yes, there are certain holidays that are part of the calendar year, but there's nothing explicit for me that would be helping me grow, that would be helping me contribute, that would be helping me get to a situation where I know that I'm fulfilling the potential that I want to fulfill, that the work that I'm putting in today is going to come to fruition at some point in the future. And that's great information to have. It might not be palatable information for you in the moment. It might be a wee bit of a downer, but then you have information you didn't have before that you can do something with to give yourself that chance to say, right, okay, I actually need to start putting things in the calendar so that I'm working towards something. And most people don't think about this at all. They're just going through the daily grind of life and they don't have that motivating factor, that thing that they're actually genuinely looking forward to, that would give them the impetus to say, just keep going. It's only 6 weeks till the event. It's only 5 weeks. It's only 4 weeks. Things like that. And these are the things that can get you through the more mundane tasks. And I think a lot of that is that we end up getting ourselves onto autopilot. You have a regular routine that's part of your life, whatever that looks like at any particular stage or season in life that you are at. And then you start to just get involved in the day-to-day without lifting your head up long enough to say, what do I have to look forward to? What am I planning? And if you've not been planning anything, why not? And that's, again, valuable information that you might want to take forward to say, why am I helping everyone else to succeed? Why am I supporting everyone else in my life? And I don't seem to give myself a fair shake or those opportunities to look forward to things as much as I am looking or wanting for the people that are closest to me in my life. And that's really the question that you have to ask. Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why am I not planning things in the calendar? Why are the things that I'm planning in the calendar so far away? Can I bring those things in a wee bit? Give myself something to look forward to tomorrow, next week, next month, next quarter, whatever that looks like for you, so that you've got an opportunity to sit down and say, yes, 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 these things are coming up in my future, and that just helps me when I'm possibly lamenting the things that I'm doing right now, when I'm not really truly enjoying the facts of my life for right now, or the factors of life for right now, that I say, you know what, this is the reason I'm doing this, so that I can afford to go do that thing. Now, one key thing here is, it could be anything. It could be anything. It could be a concert, it could be a conference, it could be a meeting you're looking forward to, it could be coffee with a pal, it could be a few beers or drinks with your friends, it could be a new movie that's coming out, it could be a book that you've been looking forward to, it could be a walk outside once the weather turns, it could be skiing in the winter, it could be paddle boarding in the summer, it could be anything. And here's the thing, here's the key, it doesn't need to be grandiose, it doesn't need to actually cost you any money whatsoever. It could be a walk around the block with your loved one, a walk around the block on your own with your pet, whatever that is for you. It's just important to start to think about the things that are going to give you those little motivating factors and features in your psyche, so that you can say, you know what, this is a stink bomb of a day. I have had 3 terrible meetings. I had a bit of an argument with my partner. I'm just not in a very good mood. I don't feel great. but I've got this thing to look forward to, this sporting event that's coming up, the beginning of this project, maybe the end of a project if the project is a bit of a difficult one, let's just say. The opportunity possibly to begin a new relationship, possibly end a relationship. You never know what it's actually going to be, but you need that intention. You need that intensity and that intention to sit down and say, what's good for me? What's good for me right now? What's good for me in the future? How kind do I want to be today to my future self, so that when I get to that spot, when I am standing at the event, when I have that artifact or that thing that I was looking forward to in my hands, that I can say, you know what, I set everything up and I actually did what I said I was going to do to get me the opportunity to be here, to enjoy the moment and to actually get the fruits of my labour. And not enough intention is being put into that. And there's two kind of major types of anticipation. One would be something that you have to work for, and the other one would be something that you don't have to work for. The one that you would have to work for could be organising that trip, that holiday, and going and making the booking, speaking with a travel agent if that's the way that you book your trips, and then figuring out the destinations, figuring out the local customs, getting the currency, making sure that everyone has the appropriate vaccines that they need, and then organising what the trip is going to look like up to and including the actual trip in and of itself. Lots of things, lots of logistics that go with that. Or it could be something where you say, I'm going to put my shoes on and I'm going to just walk outside and I'm going to keep walking till I can't be bothered walking anymore. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to come back. And that's okay. Either one of those things are okay, because it gives you those little seeds of excitement, of anticipation, so that you can say, having a tough time right now, really looking forward to that. Even if you're having a great time right now, you can then compound that enjoyment, that excitement, that energy that you're creating, that positivity that's surrounding you, to say, you think this is great, wait till we get to do that. Wait till this thing comes up that I get to play a part in, or be a specific, key driver in, or something along those lines. And one of the key things is, truly, genuinely for you, you need to sit down and you need to have intention. You need to look at your schedule, however you do that, whether it's on your smart device, whether it's on your laptop, whether you have a physical calendar, whether you just keep it as a mental note, to say, what does my next week look like? What do I have to look forward to in this next week? If the answer is nothing, then I would challenge you to say, genuinely, is that true? Is that genuinely true? There's nothing in this week that you have that you enjoy, whether it's a workout, whether it's a show that you like to watch, whether it's catching up with a family member or a loved one or someone in your circle that just ignites you, that fills your cup, that fills your heart. I would kind of question that a wee bit, but maybe it's reframing the things that you do get to do. And not everything has to be like life-changing. Not everything has to be this monumental event. It could just be something, those smaller things where you say, you know what, I just want to go outside, sit on a bench in the park and people watch. I just want to take my book and sit out in the back garden and just have a read, and hopefully no one disturbs me and I get a few chapters in. I just want to write my journal in peace. I just want to have a lie-in on the weekend without being disturbed. I would love to have someone else offer to do the dishes, or things like that, and it's all the little micro things that compound upon each other to give you a greater enjoyment and sense of self in your life. So start to think about that. My challenge to you is, you obviously don't get to control everything that's going on in your life, but you do get to, with intention, set out what you would intend and hope and anticipate is going to happen in your future. Get the things booked, get the calendar organised, get the other people that need to be part of this, or you would like to be part of this, informed and know and understand what their roles are, have them engaged and involved in it, so that you can then either individually or collectively have that anticipation, have that excitement, have that 90 days to go, 60 days to go, 30 days to go. Oh my word, I can't believe it's next week. And then you're actually there and you're building that collective effervescence, or you're building that opportunity to give you the best chance to correlate what you're doing today with what you want to do tomorrow, to make sure that you have that ongoing energy, that ongoing anticipation, and your eye on the prize always as you are moving forward. It's a skill that can be built. And if you sit down and figure out how you do it today, whether it's serving you, and if it's not, what you could do differently next time, the first question you should ask yourself is, what do I have to look forward to? The second one is, How do I give myself more of that type and style of thing? Because you deserve it. You deserve it just as much as everyone else. You're working just as hard as everyone else. So please don't feel selfish about doing any of this sort of thing. If you don't work and function properly, both physically and emotionally, then everything else is going to feel more difficult. People are going to have a less than experience with you. So this is not selfish at all. This is actually selfless when you start to put things in your schedule that are going to suit you as you're moving forward.